What is up, XRP community? Welcome back to another video. Thank you for joining me. I want to talk about the facts around XRP in the year of 2024 for crypto. First off, in my last video, it was about the crypto markets crashing. And it looks like I recorded that video exactly when the market bottomed out. It's really interesting to see how Bitcoin, this blue line is the 200-day moving average. And you can see all the candles here closed right around that 200-day moving average, which is kind of reassuring, but there's a lot of news coming out in the next 6 to 7 days with these Bitcoin ETFs. And part of the reason that Bitcoin dumped a lot is because there's a speculation that there's going to be a delay by the SEC on these Bitcoin ETFs. Guys, help me make this make sense. XRP has had really abysmal price action. When everything else pumps, XRP doesn't pump as much. And when everything dumps, we dump even harder, which really kind of stinks. You can see XRP within a 4-hour period went from 64 cents down to 50 cents. And unlike Bitcoin, this 200-day moving average, XRP is very far off of that 200-day moving average. However, if you've been a long-term holder of XRP, this is not a short-term hold. This is something that we're looking at for the next 5 to 10 years as institutional adoption grows more and more and more. If you guys need a spot to get any crypto, check out Uphold in the video description below. It's where I get my crypto. It's sleek, it's simple, it's secure, and it's my go-to exchange. I want to play you this ancient archived clip from 2013 because to me it really reminisces how we are in the current state of XRP's price.
I'm right here watching history be made. Bitcoin is now up to $111. It's an all-time high, and it's continuing to rise. I've seen it break 3 times today. It went up to 110, and this is the highest that it's been. It's ridiculous. Last trade, 189 Bitcoin for $111 piece. That's amazing to me.
So this guy's geeking out in his dorm room about Bitcoin hitting all-time highs of $111 in 2013, and who could have predicted 10 years, 9 years later, it would reach prices of $69,000. It's really hard to grasp your mind around price growth in the cryptocurrency asset class because it's the highest appreciating asset class in history, right? Bitcoin did a 6 million X, not 6 million%, 6 million X. And speaking of this chart, volatility, a great quote, volatility is the price you pay for the world's highest appreciating asset class. You have to be able to stomach these dips and see them as buying opportunities, because at the end of the day, the cryptos that are really going to matter in the long run are the ones that solve business problems, and we know XRP solves a lot of problems in the cross-border payment section. Now, I want to talk about institutional adoption. Okay, here is Hassan Ahmed on CNBC talking about these Bitcoin ETFs. Take a listen.
It's really as foundational and as big a deal as people are making it out to be. It's a structural market change for this asset class that's coming into its being. The noise and chatter around sort of this approval is certainly intensifying, and we'll see how things play out. But the way we see it is that there's going to be secular demand and funds flows that are going to be coming into this asset class, this asset in particular. And then when you couple that with the halving that's coming up, which will reduce the block subsidy that's on the supply side by half, those two factors will, I think, combine together to be.
So the big talk is these Bitcoin ETFs, and that's just the first domino to fall. Eventually, there will be XRP ETFs. It's just a matter of time. It's not a if, it's a when. And you couple these Bitcoin ETFs, allowing big institutional funds with hundreds of millions, billions of dollars to be able to get into crypto, as well as the Bitcoin halving coming up in April of 2024. It's really shaping up for a bullish future. And the head of the Asia Pacific region for Ripple, Fiona Murray, envisions a substantial uptick in institutional adoption of cryptocurrencies in the upcoming year. Asia is one of the most favorable regions for XRP, with banks like SBI Holdings, the CEO of SBI Holdings, one of the world's largest banks, promising that Japan banks by 2025 will all use XRP. And you just have to think about the problem that XRP solves. The way you succeed in business is by solving problems. In business for banks is money. So if you can save banks money and time, which is even more important than money, how is that a recipe for failure? And it's not just the head of Ripple's Asia Pacific region talking about it. Listen to Brad Garlinghouse here.
I certainly believe, and I think many people probably in this audience agree, that blockchain technologies really are the underpinning of a next generation of financial services. And seeing the UAE and seeing Dubai lean into that, I think is going to serve this region.
Blockchain underpins the next generation of financial services. A lot of people speculated in the early days on Bitcoin. It was supposed to be peer-to-peer payments. It's failed in that regard. Maybe it will succeed as digital gold. No one has the answer to that. It has been as of lately. Ethereum in 2017 was the next big one. Smart contracts were a big innovation. But XRP really does what Bitcoin was designed to do, and that's an important fact that we must not forget. In more institutional adoption, $4.5 trillion asset manager, Fidelity, files registration of securities with SEC for its spot Bitcoin ETF, just furthering the fuel on this institutional adoption going forward in 2024. If you guys have a New Year's resolution for 2024, put it in the comment section below. I am trying to just quit alcohol cold turkey. It's not good for you. It's literally a toxin, but a little bit of positivity. Try and stick with your goals. Don't quit after a week. A quadrillion into crypto through derivatives and funds, granted permission of 15% assets under management allocated to crypto. More fuel on the fire with this institutional adoption. He says a pattern is emerging. Other funds registered as securities are already trading on the Nasdaq. They're amending their prospectuses that they can now expose 15 up to 50% of their assets under management to Bitcoin through the spot Bitcoin ETFs. So it's very important to remember these Bitcoin ETFs are the opening of the floodgates for real institutional money. Here we see Advisors Preferred Trust, CIK, can now hold 15% assets under management in spot Bitcoin through the Grayscale BTC ETF. And here from Riz XRP, a little bit of positivity about this price chart. I know it's been going sideways a lot, but listen to what he has to say about this.
Obviously down from the peaks up here, right? The whole crypto market has kind of gone sideways here. But what does Luis Yamada say? The bigger the base, the higher in space. In my view, you have to have people start using that XRP, that Ripple currency, in substitute for foreign currency, but that's the utility. That's the use case for Ripple, the currency. If that's the case, then that's a pretty...
The bigger the base, the higher in space. And what he says about you need people to actually utilize XRP as a tool for it to succeed. And I know it's been a long time, but think about it. It's only been 10 years. And in the long-term scope of investing, 10 years is like a medium time horizon. It's very hard to innovate big businesses, especially some of the world's largest institutions, these massive banks, these conglomerates like JP Morgan, Bank of America, Goldman Sachs. And eventually they will use XRP, in my opinion, because like I was saying earlier, it saves them time and it saves them money. And now for a clip from the Coinbase conference with Jane Street, one of the biggest investment firms, furthering this narrative on institutional money in the crypto market in this coming year.
Begin with the demand. In terms of the crypto trading and associated services, where have you seen the most demand from your client base?
I will. Thanks very much for having me. Just before I answer this question, it's worth giving a bit of context about the formation of crypto as an asset class. So over the last 20 years, new markets have been created and adopted by institutions. We're talking about FX, treasuries, credit, EM, commodities, derivatives, structured products, and so on. Typically, it takes around 3 to 5 years before clients and their banking and trading partners all adopt a new vertical. But in 2021, crypto markets compacted a 5-year into a 1-year cycle. The end of 2020 kicked off an institutional onboarding year in 2021 as traditional finance participants started to engage in crypto ecosystem in earnest. Institutional clients' volumes basically 10x as they traded $1.1 trillion in volume in cryptocurrency on Coinbase, up from $120 billion the year before. So now to answer your question, I would say every type of institutional investors have been very much involved in 2021, and each for their own reasons. So let's start with hedge funds, which are the primary users and who are using our flagship prime brokerage services to create, maintain, and refine their edge in generating alpha. The second bucket is VCs. They continue to deploy capital in the crypto economy as digital assets and blockchain technology are increasingly viewed as providing uncorrelated returns. The flows are driven mostly by LPs and asset owners who are looking to allocate to growth investments in a low yield environment. The next bucket, family offices, they enjoy lower regulatory and shareholder obligations compared to institutions. And that enables them to be more future forward and seek higher growth strategies. I would say that they were the earliest entrants to crypto as long-term investors. And this was also driven by the next generations that are more open to crypto and digital assets than their parents. Now, to a lesser degree, I would say asset managers, who are the gatekeepers of roughly 200 trillions of capital, their investment mandates and fiduciary duties are unfortunately requiring much longer due diligence. So adoption is taking time with this group. And it's, however, a question of when, not if. And at Coinbase, being a publicly listed company, we're playing a huge role thanks to a very robust suite of products and services for this micro segment. Finally, the last segment is about corporates. Very different is not necessarily about investment, but the utility function of digital assets beyond the investment aspect of tokens resonates very strongly with them. Use cases such as merchant payments, treasury management, and NFTs to better engage with their clients. And
so here they're focusing once again on utility tokens. There's been a lot of speculation and a lot of gains in these meme tokens. And I could even classify Bitcoin as a meme token. Read the white paper, read the design behind Bitcoin. It's an absolute failure if you read the white paper and compare it to that. Like I was saying earlier, maybe the white paper doesn't matter. Maybe it's totally transformed into this digital store of value. You have the finite money system going to crap. The money printing is insane every single day. The national debt is absurd. And the beauty of Bitcoin, XRP, they're finite. They're deflationary. Well, Bitcoin isn't, but XRP is. And there's a set amount, whereas your dollars are being printed to infinity every single day. But these cryptocurrencies have a cap, and there's innate value in that. Value proposition of XRP being a cross-border payment token, that aside, just being a finite token has a lot of value in this money printing world. You guys made it to the end of the video. Thank you for giving me 11 minutes of your day. Comment Coinbase in the comment section below. So I know you're a loyal supporter. I really do appreciate the support on the channel. Have a great start to your day. Until next time.